поставил запись.
Okay, so as you know, my name is Anthony. You can call me Anton. I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself. Then I will ask you a little bit about yourself, right? So, I am 23 years old. I have been teaching English for about 3 or 4 years. Um, I have had a lot of practice and, teaching English, of course, and I have passed a few courses on how to teach English as a second language. So the reason why I teach English is because my mom taught English, and I thought it would be a good idea to teach English for a little bit of extra money while I was in university. So I recently finished university.
Oh,
I
and where was you born?
Where was I born? That's a very interesting question. I was
Timothy.
born.
Oh, okay. Timothy
Mhm.
said. Timothy said me that you born in some English-speaking country.
Yeah, I was born in California.
So, what are you doing here?
Okay, that's another interesting question. Let me start first of all where I was born. I was actually born in a small town called Mountain View. The reason why I was born in this little small town is because this town had it was the closest town with a hospital to where I was living. So I was actually born or not born, but I actually grew up in a small town called
What
Cupertino.
does it mean? Grab, grab. Uh,
Hmm?
Grab. I don't remember what does it mean.
Grab?
Grab. Yes.
Oh, it's like
So
взять,
so
взять быстренько,
no
grab. So for
that
example, hmm?
in this context. No, and grab that booster.
Yeah, it's like I grabbed something. I don't know. I don't recall saying that word. So I think
Okay.
you're mistaken, or you thought I said something else. Okay. Anyways, I'm gonna get back to it. So basically, I was born in Mountain View, and I grew up in Cupertino. Cupertino is a small town in the oh my God, what's it called? It is the Bay Area of California, and as you know, the Bay Area is part of the Silicon Valley, which is considered to be the best place for a programmer to be, if
And
anywhere.
now you are in Itmar, in Saint Petersburg,
Yes,
to
I was in
teach
Itmo.
to learn programming and as IT sphere skills.
Yes, that's correct. I studied in Itmo. I didn't like it that much. I thought it was bullshit, to be honest.
But
No, you know.
you prefer to be in California, in place where you're born.
I actually don't prefer to be in California. It's a very long story comparing these two countries. If you're interested, of course, I can tell you. But of course, California standards of living are much higher. I mean, if you ask anybody, anybody would say I would rather prefer to live in a different country than Russia, right? Everybody doesn't want to live in Russia.
No, I want to say about perspectives, if it's correct to say, uh,
Hmm.
perspective in California to improve your skills to make startups, for example, and as interesting staff.
One thing, Igor, just a little note. I am not going to be correcting you today. Today, well, because I want to hear you speak the maximum amount of time. I will be correcting your mistakes from the beginning of our next lesson, basically. So, yeah, like I'm just reminding you again that today is like a little test of your English
Ah,
level.
okay.
So if I'm not correcting you, that means I'm just listening to you. Okay. All right. Anyways, yeah, there's a lot of perspectives and there's a lot of interesting things to do in the Silicon Valley. I mean, the reason why I was actually born there and the reason why I wanted to become a programmer is because my dad. programmer. He is a very good programmer, and he has been, oh God, he has been programming for
Oh,
35 years now, I
35
think.
years. And where does he from?
He finished the University of California, Berkeley. I'm sure you have heard of it. The California University,
And where
Berkeley.
does he live? Where is he living now?
Where is he right now? You want to say?
Yes.
Also, interesting question. He is, of course, currently in St. Petersburg with me.
Oh,
I mean, I don't really talk to him that much right now because I sort of live like a, I have a, a solo life. I live by myself. I live with my girlfriend. I see him maybe once a month or maybe once a few months. But we actually moved to. I'm just gonna start. Like it's a really really long story. Basically, one of the only reasons why I moved to St. Petersburg was because my mom wanted to. There's no other reason. There's literally no other reason why we moved. It's just because my mom wanted to. And she was like really, really religious. My mom was like super religious, and she said that like America is cursed by God or something. I don't know.
America.
So we should move to.
What happened with America? Uh,
She said that America was cursed by God.
Crashed by God.
Cursed, cursed, proklят.
Curse, curse.
Yeah, cursed by God. So that's why we must move to Russia.
It's
I'm actually quite. Hmm?
it's very funny. I think uh, that
Well, yeah, but
America is cursed by God.
well, if you look at what's going on in California right now with all the LGBT and fucking
Oh,
transsexual kind of stuff, I can I can sort of agree with my mom, to be honest.
she she hated it.
Oh yes,
LGBT
oh
and so.
yes. You know the
And what
typical.
about tolerance to other people?
I am okay. I personally, I'm tolerant. I'm a very tolerant person.
I'm a very,
But my mom, she
ah,
wasn't. I mean,
I
she was very
understand.
non-tolerant.
And
She
what
hated gay
about
people.
your dad? He,
To be honest, I don't know. I really, really
ah,
don't know. It's just like a mystery to me because I never really asked him about it. But I think deep down inside he is tolerant. I mean, of course, because my mom, it affected his mind. He thinks that LGBT stuff and other stuff is just like horrible. But I'm neutral. I'm neutral when it comes to that stuff. I'm neutral. So like if somebody tells me he's gay, I won't care. It doesn't matter. I don't think somebody's sexuality matters if I'm going to be communicating with them. In California, they make such a big deal out of it. Like they have these parades and stuff. It's just like, I mean, I don't have parades because I'm straight,
well,
right? I mean, why should they have
pray. I can't understand what mean
a
pray.
parade?
A parade,
Parade,
a parade.
yes, a parade, yes. So they have parades, and I don't understand why they have parades because I don't have parades because I like the color purple, or I don't have parades because I like women, right? So why should they have parades because they like men? It doesn't make any sense. And
So I
mhm.
get a sexual too, and but I very tolerant too. Yes, and I
Mhm.
have a lot of friends with other genders and orientation, as I see.
Yeah, I believe that Russia should be more tolerant because when I
I
go outside
know a
and
lot
I
of
see all.
Russian that can be tolerant. Oh, my friends, the most of them is tolerant.
Most people in large cities are tolerant, especially people who live in the upper middle class.
Upper middle
I mean,
class,
upper
apply.
middle class.
Upper middle applied.
Yeah.
Oh, mass and so on.
No. I'm talking about like class of living, right? Качество жизни, like middle class, low class, high
Ah,
class.
okay, I understand.
Yeah. So most people in the middle class, upper middle class, and upper class, they of course are very tolerant. But people who live in the lower class, for example, in the cities like I don't know, like Novgorod or something like that. I can't
In
think of an example.
regions for in regions small town. and
Yeah.
have no more money, have
Yeah.
little, because money, uh, honestly, is definitely definitely are the high of life, ну, определяет качество жизни.
It's a mm-hmm.
One
It's a
of one of key factor, ключевой фактор.
yeah. That's correct. It's one of the key factors of basically of a person generally. Actually, okay. One thing I want to ask you about is what is your opinion on the people in Russia, like the majority
My
people in
opinion
Russia?
about people in Russia is
Mm-hmm.
it's very separately, because I don't think that people in any country can be defined in one group,
Mm-hmm.
and every person is different. Every group of person can be different, and if we talk about Russia, in Russian people, in my case, I suppose it's very interesting and clever people who have a lot of perspectives and difficult environment give them a chance to improve their skills and develop all their ambitions. For example, in IT sphere, there are and other technical sphere, physics, chemistry, or math, actually, and not technical biology too. For example, in international Olympiad show it, and I see. No, I suppose that this achievements is about Russian mentalität,
Mentality.
entirety, for one group of Russian entirety that you can compare it with China, but China but this sort of people in China more learn subjects, for my opinion, but we
Mm-hmm.
uh, do it by understanding more. Of course, in China, China is very strong too, and their environment environment for life is was difficult in past, very difficult past, and difficult now because Chinese firefall, for example, and they fight to. Um, they need to learn more, uh,
Mm-hmm.
but I like Russians creative, but
You mean
in
Russians' creativity?
Russians creativity,
Okay.
from my, of course, from my uh, mm, from people which I
People around me,
mean,
basically.
people around me, and if I try to talk about people in all Russia, I can't be objective, but I suppose that a lot of стереотипы, как сказать,
Stereotypes.
stereotypes. For example, about intolerance, of course,
Mm-hmm.
about no, intolerance in all ways, sexual orientation, or
Mm-hmm.
uh, mm, relationship with women, for example, and laws about every person every man needs to go to the army, or
Uh-huh. Yeah.
some women don't some women can't no, some working place don't give to women, but I suppose that this about it's this fact uh, need to correct by government, and government is guilty in it. Because it's not about all country and people, but people living people are living in poor,
You can say
poor
poverty.
poverty in poverty
Poverty. Poverty.
poverty for a long time, and because have been living in for a long time, and it's a key factor to it for and if we add uh, Советский Союз Saints
Soviet Union.
Soviet Union, we and uh, uh, ограниченность границ сейчас ограниченность границ, как сказать. То есть closed, no, closed is
Borders.
borders from all over the world, and
Mm-hmm.
rare other technologies,
Mm-hmm.
rare elementary culture, and if you don't have information, uh, you can become some specific, and people who taller than definite age live lived in this environment, and
Mm-hmm.
and it formed too. But nowadays I meet a lot of people. I'm meeting a lot of people who regularly um, change their opinion about some unpopular topics. No,
You
no,
mean they changed their
no,
opinion about tolerance, for
no
example?
tolerance about how how you shoot to life. For example, about find the regular job and have pension,
Pension.
and have pension to build a great family, and so standard one.
Mm-hmm.
They more think about career, and of
Mm-hmm.
course it's happen. It happens all the time from for some people, and my mark for most of people. For example, I
Mm-hmm.
I suppose that nowadays it's more and more, and for new people, for teenagers and people. I
Mm-hmm.
meet rare meet people who think in this case, uh, and I'm happy about it. I suppose that. to improve Russia, we need to upgrade economic and improve critical thinking too. It can it can help do it, but I like Russian people. I hate government.
The parliament.
Uh,
Wait, wait,
parliament.
wait, wait, what did you say? You said you liked Russian people, but you hate what? The government.
Government.
Oh, the government. Okay. Okay,
And
before we continue. Hmm?
and
Finish
I
what you were
like
saying?
Russia as a people. Russia as some beautiful places about nature.
Mm-hmm.
I like I like it, and yes, government. I hate it. Russian government and hate our государство. Это и есть government. Я
Yeah, that is the government.
правительство и я ненавижу правительство, ненавижу
You
государство
hate the
and
government
system
and the
and
government.
and systems that they built, and it's uh, reason because I want to migrate. One of the reason, but I
They're planning
want
to emigrate.
yes, and I want to uh, uh, to talk or to connect contacts with all people in Russia, and they regularly emigrate too, uh, and start new life in more modern government. Of course, all government have some pluses and minuses, and I suppose that Google, for example, have a lot of mm, need to подстраиваться,
That
э,
depends on what you want to say.
что Google должен подстраиваться под политику. Google need to
Oh, Google should
cooperate,
adjust to politics.
should to, или need to
Should adjust, or okay, whatever. They can.
need to cooperate with policy, for example, and
Okay, I guess.
tolerance is more than tolerance, and we as they want to equal not unnatural way people from other orientation gender and so on they take for work it's not about Google, it's about all huge corporation. They take on the work women with more personality вероятности than
More possibility.
more
Oh,
possibility
oh.
more
What do you
possibility
mean?
than man if they compete. Ну, я хочу сказать, что Google возьмет скорее женщин, чем мужчину, если у нее будет достаточно компетенции. Хотя объективно статистика показывает, что, ну, опять же, за счет прошлого, что женщин все, ну, меньше по миру, которые шарят в технических сферах. И в целом
Mm-hmm.
чаще всего,
So what you're
когда
saying, basically, I got it, I got it. So Google it basically hires women instead of men if the woman
да,
is basically competent enough.
women and other groups need to
Like gays
tolerance.
and transsexuals and stuff,
Yes,
right?
yes, and not it. A lot of people talk about it, and if we talk about Russian girls too, they can be easier to go in Google. Of course, all of them is компетентные,
All of them are competent, basically.
competent, but Google have a high отбор, uh, high
They
concourse.
basically choose these just strange groups, and they choose women more than, for example, just regular straight men or just like regular people. So, so for example, If I actually know about this because I have experienced it, or some of my friends have experienced it. So basically, my friend, not my friend, but my acquaintance, he wanted
Questions,
to
questions. What mean? What does mean?
acquaintance, znakomy.
Acquaintance, acquaintance. Okay.
Hmm. My acquaintance, he wanted to get a job on Google, and this guy had an amazing resume. He worked in a lot of amazing companies. He was a specialist of the highest degree, so he would be perfect for a position in Google.
And
Now, this position,
and
mhm,
very interesting question. Have I do притвориться, как сказать,
pretend.
pretend to people from strange orientation to take me to these places with more possibility, or do it some other people. You can say that you change your orientation in all moment. For example, it's not
Oh,
very
do they do research on you or something?
what.
Well, you said that you can't just change your orientation and go to, for example, with Google, right? You said you can't do that. Why can't you do that?
I don't understand.
Okay, I didn't. Okay, then I didn't quite get what you were saying.
I didn't quite you're saying.
I was saying I didn't get. То есть я не понял. I didn't understand what you were saying.
Я имею в виду, можно ли сказать Гуглу, что ты, например, гей, а потом сказать, что я больше не
Oh.
гей, я понял, что я не гей, когда ты уже устроился. И повысить ли это
Probably
вероятность?
not.
Why?
Probably not because Google has a lot of, they basically do all the research on a lot of people, and if they see that you're bullshitting them, they're not going to do anything like that. But actually, I was telling a story about a person who wanted to go to Google, but that wasn't the case. That wasn't the case when he went there. Basically, I'm just saying that he's a perfect specialist for this job, right? But another person wanted this position, yeah, and this person was a, oh god, I think it was a transsexual woman or something. I don't remember, but basically it was a person of strange orientation, and they just got out of university with a
They
zero
just
practice.
what? Just what?
They just finished university with
Oh,
zero practice in any sphere, and
so
Google decided to accept them into their company instead of this person, who
oh,
who had a very good resume and who had a lot of practice in a lot of different companies, and they decided to take
it's
this
very
person of
sad
orientation.
situation, and it's
Hmm.
minus of this country as California, for example, and other international countries. One of more other minuses that Russia have not, for
One
example.
thing I can tell you is that California differs greatly from different states. California is like a different country if we compare it to the other states of America. It's because, well, first of all, California has 30% of the population of America.
30%.
So yeah, 30% of the population of all of America is in California. A lot of very influential people live there. A lot of very famous people. For example, Hollywood is based in California. All the
Yes,
media
yeah,
is
of
based
course.
in California.
Mm,
So what we have is that there are a lot of American states, for example, Texas, Alabama, especially the southern states, right, that are very, very non-tolerant. I mean, very non-tolerant. I mean, literally, if you say you are gay in a bar, for example, you will probably be killed, right? Or
in some
anybody.
states in America.
Yes,
Mm, mm,
not all of America is tolerant. Oh no, a lot of it is not tolerant. Actually,
okay,
most of it's not tolerant.
try to
California,
talk
New
about
York,
okay, California, New York, and other huge
yeah, like
places.
huge places with a lot of people are like tolerant, blah blah blah. But if you get into the places where there's like small towns, for example, very rarely will you find a small town or
And
like in
what
the
do you
south that is
think
tolerant.
about a natural uh, equivalent of people from different tolerance for Hollywood, for huge IT companies? and so on. Is it
So you mean how do these people from untraditional orientations, how do they affect
is
basically the
it
media, and how does
is
it?
it равенство, как нормально сказать, equality?
Yeah.
Is it equality or not? Because I suppose that it's not about equality. Equality is things that you don't look about orientation and as
Hmm.
sk-
I understand. I understand.
specific.
Yeah, you know, it used to be about equality, but now it has developed into something ridiculous. It's like not even equality, but like it's um it's like the opposite of fascism, you know, saying like if you're gay, then if you're gay, then you're normal, and if you're not gay, fuck, right?
Yes,
Something like
it's
that.
normal, but it's not privilege. No привилегия, как
Privilege.
no privilege. It's normal, but not privilege. Well, yes.
Well, no, right now the opposite is happening. Right now, people, as you know, you said yourself, people who are of a non, I'm just gonna say not normal, right? People who are not normal are getting more privilege than people who are just cisgender, kind of a normal, in quote marks, normal, straight, white males, like it's about race as well, it's like people who are Indian or who are Chinese or, something like that, it is much easier for them to get into university too, right? So, uh, for example, actually, funny story. You reminded me. One of my childhood friends, he got into Stanford. Stanford, Stanford's like one of the best
Of course,
universities in the
I
world.
understand. Stanford,
Yeah, he got into
from one
Stanford.
rating, listening that listening to that Harvard is the best university in the world.
Harvard is considered to be the best university in the world. After Harvard comes Stanford. After Stanford comes
Oh,
MIT.
one of the best. Oh, huh.
Yeah, Harvard. I don't know. Like Harvard is probably all talk because
Probably
the
all
most
talk. What
competent
does it
people.
mean? To probably all talk.
Oh, it's it's an idiom. It basically means that it's it's just like more okay.
Can you speak in Russian?
I'm trying to explain this idiom without using more idioms.
Using more. Ah,
What it means is that basically it's people think it's better than it actually is. That's what it means.
people in Stanford is better. Is people in Stanford?
What I mean is everybody thinks Harvard is better than it actually is. So
Oh,
Harvard isn't as good as everybody says it is. What I'm saying
okay.
is.
I
They're
suppose.
basically the most competent people I have seen from Harvard. The best, professions from Harvard are probably related to law and to politics.
Oh,
Like, if you want to be a lawyer or if you want to be a politician or like a judge or something, right? Then Harvard is like the best university for you. But I have never seen anybody, from the sphere of electronics or engineering or programming that has
oh.
finished Harvard.
If we talk about Mark Zuckerberg, for example, or Bill Gates, they don't finish Harvard too. It's
They
interesting way.
dropped out of university. So I mean,
Yes,
they didn't need university to be, they were talented in their own ways, right? They didn't need university
but
to start their business.
university's way to meet interesting people, which with whom you can improve your project and have money in it to learn with them. You can do it outside
Hmm.
university in future. I
In my opinion, I over the course of the 5 years I have been in university, I have been in university for 5 years, not 4 years, because I had a trauma, a very serious trauma of my leg when I was on my fourth year, so I couldn't finish it, and I had to do it again. But what happened is over the course of all the years I was in university, I didn't meet a single person who was, I guess you could say, worthy of starting a project with. Everybody was either extremely incompetent or extremely. how do I say it? How would I put it so that you would understand it? Extremely incompetent or like lazy or just, strange in general or just an idiot.
Oh,
um, an example of this would be is, IFMO is considered to be one of the most prestigious universities for programming in IT, right?
and
But I
what do
can
you think about MIT, for example?
MIT is a great university. If I had the ability, I would have finished MIT. Problem with American universities, of course, is that they're very expensive.
Oh, I see.
I find it very funny. For example, when you look at movies and TV shows and stuff like that, and basically just at society in general, the people say that, in America they say like, oh, I got accepted to Berkeley, I got accepted to Harvard, and they don't think about having to pay like $30,000 a year for this education, like
Oh,
30, $40,000 a year. It's
and what about to get stipendia? Uh, it's a
you
very
mean
rare
universities?
situation, very rare situation, but
Yeah, it's called oh fuck, what's it called? The university gives
oh,
a
you can take credit for your education.
Uh, I forgot the word. Oh my god, how could I forget it? Just give me 1 minute to think. There's basically a chance that a university would give you like a full 4 year or a 6 year. Oh my god, I forgot it. Oh my god. Not a degree, not tuition. Okay, I forgot the word basically. I don't know why I'm so stupid. I forgot it, but there's a word to express when a university basically gives you an entire, promises you to basically to study, right, for free. And the entire time for free. But to get this, you have to be just a genius, basically. You have to have like amazing projects published in magazines and online, and you have to take part in competitions, programming competitions, be like the winner of a programming competition, scholarship. There we go, scholarship. Oh my god, how did I
Scholarship.
forget that?
What does mean scholarship?
A scholarship is when a university gives you like a 4 year scholarship or a 6 year scholarship. It basically means that a university tells you that come study with us for free, right? For example, a scholarship at the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, MIT, basically means that MIT tells you if you come study with us, we will not, charge you any money. You will study with us for free. You will get all your books for free. Everything will be for free, right? The university doesn't pay you, but you don't have to pay the university. In other words, right?
So, university don't pay for books and other stuff.
No, 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 no. The university does pay for books, but it doesn't give you money. Like in Russia, it doesn't give you money. It just you just have everything for free. That's it. That's a scholarship. And getting a
Oh,
scholarship
you want to say
is
that in
very, very
Russian university give you money, books, and so on, but in universities of USA, for example, don't do it. Don't give you
well. They
books and
don't. No, they
money.
they don't. They don't. Of course they don't.
Oh,
American universities are
you
very
must
expensive
to
usually.
give your books by yourself,
Yes, you have to buy books by yourself, and you
and
have to pay for university. But like I said, if you have a scholarship, which is very rare,
oh, I forget
everything is
about
going to be covered.
scholarship. Applicable scholarship.
I was explaining to you what a scholarship is. It's basically a scholarship is when the university pays for you in America.
Okay.
To
Scholarship is
get
a
to
type
mhm.
university who pay for you, which pay
No, no,
for
no,
you.
no. It's a reward. It's something you can get from any university. Any university can offer any student a scholarship,
Oh,
but it's very,
scholarship is
very
a
rare.
person who give us.
No, no, a scholarship is a thing. It's a thing that you get.
It's
It's like a
sin. It's
status. It's a
sin
status, right? It's a status.
status.
No, status. It's like a status.
Status. Oh, okay.
For example,
Scholarship. It's a
I can say that
status.
I got a scholarship, right?
Oh, I get a scholarship as I get a place.
So I got a
Get.
scholarship to MIT, for example. It means that I don't have to pay for anything.
Oh, and
MIT will pay for me.
oh, I have understood.
So what I was saying is that to get a scholarship, it's very, very rare. What I mean is that to get a scholarship, you have to be like a genius, right? You have to have accomplishments, right? Like extreme accomplishments. I mean, like you have to be the winner of a competition in, I don't know, like to get into MIT, for example,
In
you have to be the winner.
EOE, if you have gold medal of EOE, can you take to make a scholar? Can you get a scholarship for
You
MIT?
have you know, a university decides to give a scholarship themselves. You can't apply for it. You know, a university has to notice you,
What does mean
right?
you can apply
Apply это подать
подтверди
заявку.
uh,
You can't apply for it, right? You can't say I want a scholarship. You can't do that. You have to do something really
they
cool. Hmm?
allow yeah, предлагают they get some people a
Offer,
scholarship.
you mean?
Oh, offer,
They
offer.
offer.
They get
Hmm.
offered to some people, and they decided to go or not. And a lot
Yes,
of university can give you a scholarship,
yes.
and you can change if you are extremely
All universities
genius.
can give scholarship. Okay, basically, what a scholarship is, it's a way to get talented people into the university, right? So MIT notices somebody, like for example, a 10th or 11th grade student that is winning a lot of competitions, winning a lot of programming competition. They want him in their university.
So
So what they do is they offer.
and what
Hmm?
about small universities? Can they give scholarship for
Every university can give a scholarship. Every university
uh,
can give a scholarship.
and have we see the situation that some not the best university gives a scholarship for talent people, uh,
Yeah, of course.
and they go here about money
No,
and
it's the same. Every single university can give a scholarship. All universities can give scholarship.
I understand, but interesting situation. Some, for example, rating 10 in university give scholarship get offer about scholarship for one great person, but Garvard
Hmm.
don't do it. But this man want to go to Garvard but have no money on it, uh, and go for this university. Is it a typical
So
situation?
you mean can people trade scholarships? Is what you mean? No, it's not something you can trade. It's not
Yes,
like a physical
no.
thing. It's just an offer from a
I want
university.
to ask. Бывает ли ситуация, когда менее крупные университеты предлагают за очень хороших людей э, scholarship, но и за счет этого они идут именно туда, а не в тот университет, который хотели до этого, например, в кредит. То есть вместо Гарварда выбирают какой-то университет поменьше, потому что там предложили scholarship.
Естественно.
Или
Of
так,
course.
of course, scholarship works in this one, work like
Yeah,
this.
okay, let's have an example, right? Let's say somebody is a very accomplished programmer at a very early age, right?
Accomplished, what means it? What does mean
Ну,
accomplished?
много достиг, короче. Много
Ah,
достиг. Let's say somebody is very accomplished programmer at a very early age, right?
yes.
They want to go to UC Berkeley. They want to go to Berkeley to study. But they get an offer from the University of New York, scholarship, right?
Right.
So they get a scholarship from this university, but they don't get a scholarship from Berkeley. So of course they can either decide to apply for Berkeley, right? You know, they don't know if they'll get in, right? The thing is that Berkeley is very picky. Berkeley is very picky on who gets to get into the university. Очень, ну, они очень, короче, выбирают очень странно, right? So, like you said, if you're not gay or from Syria or something like that, it will be very difficult to get into the university because universities care about diversity. But you have a scholarship, you got offered a scholarship from the University of New York. So, you will be accepted 100% and you will not have to pay for anything. So yes, you can either go to a different university or you can accept the scholarship and go to the University of New York and study there for free for 4 years or
Except
5 years or 6 years.
исключить.
Исключить это в каком смысле?
Ну, accept я всегда как исключитель смотрю. Исключаю.
Accept, ACCEPT. Accept and accept are different words.
Accept, подтверждение.
Accept, yeah, they're pronounced the same, basically. Accept and accept. They're pronounced the same, but they're spelled differently.
Okay.
Accept is принять, подтвердить и так далее.
Понятно.
So he was accepted into this university with a scholarship, and he decides to go to the university with a scholarship. Of course, you can say no to a scholarship. It doesn't matter. There was one situation some time ago where some Muslim kid brought a clock to school, and they thought it was a bomb. And
so can you repeat the last sentence, please?
Okay, there was a situation where some Muslim kid.
Right? This is what this happens. What an interesting situation. You say we have a situation and strange sound.
Oh, that was my phone.
Because
there was
it looking as.
Okay. All right, Igor. After I tell you this story, I need to give you a small little explanation of theory of how we're going to be studying English in the future. Okay. So basically, there was a situation in America where a Muslim kid, some Muslim child, right?
Muslim
he
child?
Brought a... Ну, исламский чувак, короче, Muslim kid.
Oh, okay.
Ну, исламский ребенок. Muslim kid.
Muslim. I.
Yeah, Muslim. So Muslim kid, he brought a clock to school. Right?
Oh, I know the situation, and Mark Zuckerberg helped him. Want to meet with him.
But yes, the thing is that this child, he faked it. He faked it. Он специально сделал, наврал. То есть не настоящая ситуация. То есть он это, как сказать, ложная ситуация. He faked it, right?
He didn't cloud bomb?
Yes, he did it on purpose. His father is a Muslim rights activist. Yeah? His father is a Muslim rights activist. Активист, не то что активист, как-то короче, человек, который пиарит права ислама, типа, права исламских людей. He's a Muslim rights activist, right? Like a politician, right, for Muslim rights. Gay rights, Muslim rights, same thing, right? So he probably, what everybody says is he most likely, значит, вероятно, right? Mm-hmm. He most likely told his child to do this, to take this clock to school, and to basically, he knew that this situation would happen. And the funniest thing is that this Muslim child, he didn't build the clock. He didn't build it. He deconstructed an existing clock. Разобрал существующие часы уже. And put the... No. Deconstructed a clock. It means он разобрал другие уже из магазина.
Обычные часы, usual clock.
Yes. He deconstructed a usual clock, put the insides of this clock into a different box, and went to school. So he didn't even build it himself. And after everybody found out...
He didn't even... what?
He didn't build it himself. То есть он даже не построил его сам.
Oh.
He didn't build it himself. And after everybody found out about this, he started getting so much hate. So MIT offered him a scholarship. He got a scholarship from all the universities, and he got a bunch of free stuff. And it was all bullshit. It was all bullshit. Okay. Anyways, Igor, I'm going to explain to you basically. Your level of English is much higher than I expected. Намного выше уровень, чем я думал. No? Which
Uh,
is good. It's very good.
uh,
One thing I wanted to ask you.
but
One thing
it's
I wanted to ask
difficult to me to understand video and high score. Uh, but I can read technical literature, if I can say it. And but it's difficult to me to look for to do it very quick, to do it quickly.
Mm-hmm.
And
Okay, the first thing I'm going to say is that there is no magic cure to learning English.
okay,
Learning English is a lengthy process that requires months and months of practice every day.
okay. And what about video and speech for Britain, for example? Britain speech is very difficult to
Britain,
do.
no, 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 no. Don't look at British resources. British English is much more difficult than American English.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to explain it to you right now. American English is considered international English. No?
Considered
All European
internationally.
countries.
Uh,
It's international English, yes. The
oh, okay.
English
Ah,
the world
okay.
speaks
All
is
over the
American
world.
English.
The English that used by all over the world. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
it's the
American English.
American English.
People in Germany, people in Europe, they all speak American English. Everybody.
Okay.
The only countries that speak British English are Russia and Great Britain.
No.
Yeah,
Okay.
well, exactly. So British English is very complicated. It's unnecessarily hard to use, and American English is much more simple, right?
And
Okay, let me give you. Hmm?
and do you do must I should I British English very good in my future? Is it a
No,
good experience? No,
no, it's
no.
not going to help you. No, it's not going to help you at all.
Okay,
All international companies speak in American English, unless it's a
okay.
British company.
And can I give гражданство and live in other country with American English, only American English, don't without British English, and
Yeah.
watching films and so on, only using American English. And
Mm-hmm.
I want to understand British films too. It's
No, I mean, of course, no. It's not. They're not different languages. You'll understand them. What I'm saying is that British English, to learn British English with all those
Ah,
grammar and
no,
stuff,
no,
it's much more
no, not
difficult.
about grammar. I want to understand British English as.
No, no, everybody can understand British English. They're not different languages.
Okay, okay, okay.
It's not like Russian. It's not like Russian and
And do you
Ukrainian.
want to
They're the
say
same language.
about speaking in British English? I understand you. Do you understand?
British people will understand you. You will understand British people. I'm just saying that American English is much more simple to learn. It's like what I'm saying is that you don't have to pay attention to rules in American English. There are some rules that you have to use, but there's much less of them. There's much more less of them. Here, I'm going to give you an example. Take a look at this grammar exercise. Right?
Oh,
Take a look at this grammar exercise.
just
We're
a
not going to be
second.
doing this. I'm just using the number one. I'm going to give you
So
an
how
example.
can I do this picture future?
No, 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 no. You mean how do you zoom it?
Oh, it's
Uh,
yes, direction copy. Oh,
you have to open the
how I can
picture.
I open, but it's small.
At the bottom of the picture, you see a little
Open
thing.
original. Okay,
Yes.
so
Yeah.
sorry. The first exercise is use these prompts.
Okay, we're not doing the exercise. I'm
Ah,
just going to show
it's
you an
my
example.
homework. Yes.
No, no, let me explain to you, please.
Okay. So
We're
sorry.
not going to be doing. We're not doing exercises. I want to show you an example. I want to show you an example of the difference between British English and American English. Right?
Okay.
Okay, please take a look at exercise 1A.
Okay.
Okay, now let's take a look at number 3. All
Okay.
right. Okay, see any films? Okay, British
Is this
English.
present perfect? Oh no, present perfect progressive. Have you seen? So. Have you seen any film in English recently said that is perfect and mm, oh
So how would you how
have you
would you how would you do
see
this?
have you see
That
any in have you sound any in English
scene.
recently? Seen, of course.
Have you seen
Have
any
you
films
seen
in English
anything
recently? Right.
English recently? It's
So to
British
do this,
English.
to yes, to do this, you had to think about grammar. You had to think about the times, right?
Yes.
How would an American say this? Did you see any films in English recently? That's it.
Can you repeat this more slowly?
Did you see any films in English recently? That's
So
it. That's
it's
how an American
correct.
would
Is
say
it?
it.
It's correct in America.
It's correct everywhere. Everybody says it like that. Nobody talks with have anymore. It's like, for example,
And what
um,
about 12 times? Is it usable? And what about
okay. Well,
IELTS?
what I
And
want.
what about Cambridge exams and IELTS exams? You need to know grammar in this
Okay,
one.
look. Okay, look. For exams, yes, you need a grammar for exams. That's a definite. But for speaking, you don't need grammar.
Oh,
Grammar is a hindrance.
okay.
Грамматика мешает, она мешает английский выучить. Let me
Oh,
give you an example. Let
and
me give you
if
an
I want
example.
to learn English for one, ну, первостепенно, and then learn grammar, after 2 years, for example, when I know English very well, when I will know English very well, can I take grammar to pass the exam? But
No, of course. Of course. Grammar is like a separate thing. Grammar
and
is a separate thing from learning English, in my opinion.
okay, and it's not priority if I drop IELTS.
If you're not doing any exams, just forget about grammar forever.
Okay,
Basically, that's what I mean. Like, if you're not going to be doing exams, you don't need grammar. Okay.
and can I
Here's an
take
example.
and I can understand literature and
Yeah. Yes. 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 Of course.
okay, and technical
Uh,
literature and
I'm going to give you,
speaking in
of
English
course,
with
of
other
course,
people, with companies, with собеседования on internship. Okay,
interviews. Yeah, I got it. Yes. Okay. Let me give you an example. So a lot of my students, right? Okay. You know what? I'm not going to give you an example on my students. I'm going to give you an example on my friends, right?
okay,
So a lot of my friends, they are from countries like Switzerland. They're from countries like, for example, like Bulgaria, stuff like that, right? And from Ukraine, blah blah blah, right?
okay.
So a lot of them, they all speak English perfectly with no accent, right? They all speak English perfectly with no accent at all. And how do you think they learned English?
And they
They didn't
don't
learn
know
it.
grammar. Yes.
They don't know grammar. No, they don't know it. They learned
Oh,
English by
and what about mistakes like tail question, and they don't
mistakes can be
read,
corrected.
and
Mistakes can be corrected.
they don't know grammar, don't they? I don't take this as they don't great grammar. Yes, is it correct? It's incorrect, but people can't. Can people take this one? Speak this one.
What do you mean? I don't quite
Uh,
understand. Do you mean can people speak without grammar? Of course.
Можно сказать, грубо говоря, так. They do it, yes. Вместо they do it, don't they.
Well, yeah, I guess. Yeah, why not?
But it's more simply, use yes in the end instead a verb and but
What I want you to do is to forget about English as having a full set of rules. English languages are not meant to be learned by rules. They're meant to be learned with practice and practice and practice. This is the best way
lot
to
of
learn a
I need a
language.
lot of practice. Yes.
You need practice in, okay, this is basically the three main parts. Practice with speaking,
Okay.
practice with listening or watching something, and practice with reading. These are the three main things. I can only help you with the first one, which is conversation practice, right?
And
The two other ones, reading and watching, are meant to be done at home, and they need to be
oh,
done a
and
lot.
can I use my friend to practice reading and watching videos and разбирать, грубо говоря, too? Or can I do it with you? What's the most effective one?
Well, I mean, it should be done by yourself.
Um,
Reading and watching videos should be done by
oh,
yourself.
okay, okay. And
It's a
what?
waste of time to read. It's a waste of time to read during
Oh,
lessons. It's a
can
waste of
you
time.
give me homework that I must
Yeah, of
do?
course.
And maybe we discuss some that I reading or watching. Maybe
Okay.
popular
Okay,
science,
first of all, I want to ask you what kind of reading content would you like?
uh, science, for example, science,
Hmm.
popular science. Maybe some in computer science, but it's problems that in this sphere my English is better than in
Okay, I'm going to give
regular
you.
one as
I'm
in
going to, you know.
ну, чем в бытовых вещах.
Okay, you know what? We have like basically almost no time left, so I'm just going to switch to Russian. Короче, ты знаешь сайт Reddit?
Reddit, да, знаю Reddit, но я на нем так и не сижу особо.
Okay, basically, что я хочу, чтобы ты сделал, это посмотри, пожалуйста. Короче, блин, еще время на продолжение оставили, блин, плохо. Значит, хорошо. Посмотри, вот этот subreddit. Take a look at this subreddit. Я хочу, чтобы ты выбрал парочку вопросов отсюда.
Так, сейчас Discord, Discord, how to close the image. Ah, okay, okay. I opened this link at Ask Reddit. It's signing up for the Reddit gifts. So military people of Reddit.
Okay, so basically how this works is, вот как это работает, там есть вопрос один на этом subreddit, и люди отвечают на этот вопрос. То есть ты можешь выбрать себе вопрос, который тебе интересен, и просто посмотреть на ответы. Это
So
вот
it's
быстренько.
это как mail-ответы в международном уровне, да?
Это как нет, это люди не спрашивают помощи, это просто люди дают интересные вопросы, и к ним
Oh,
есть ответы.
oh, it's interesting.
Like, for example, what would you do if
And
blah blah
can
blah, blah, blah,
we
something like
use
that.
Yudkovsky, for example? Oh, can I read? Do you like Yudkovsky?
What is that?
Lesson1.com. Do you know about it?
No, I don't.
So, give me a second. Lesson1.com. If I this
Let'swrong.com.
why
This
Discord?
is...
Почему Discord не редиректит сразу как ссылку?
Потому что ты забыл https://.
Окей, просто многие
Я все равно открыл. What is this?
Lesson1.com.
Welcome
It's
to
about
Lesson.
change how you think. Community of rationality.
It's like a philosophical thing.
Rationality AZ. I can give this one if you.
Is it like
if it's interesting to
articles?
you. Oh. What?
Are there like articles here?
Yes, articles,
Rationality.
and I want to read all of them, but I would try to do it in Russian. But if I do it in English, it can be very good. If it's interesting for you, we can do it together. Cause,
I want to explain to you that Reddit is a resource to use while you're like on your phone or something, right? It's basically like a quick. It's not something that you sit down and do. It's something that you do like really quickly if you're, if you're bored or if you're in the subway or something. This is what I'm going to send you another. I'm going to send you another subreddit
So
that you can take a look at.
I need to use Reddit with interesting questions, read them every
There's a
day.
lot of very interesting subreddits. There's a lot. You know, subreddit is like a piece of a. It's like a mini website. You know, it's like a mini website, a subreddit. Here's another interesting subreddit. Right. Here's
Okay.
another one. It basically you can search around for something that's interesting for you on Reddit, or you can just go to the main page and just scroll down and look around. The main page of Reddit is basically the combination of all the most liked or upvoted
About it, what means
things.
the most like?
Upvote is like a like.
Uh, I don't understand. What is the like?
Okay, basically Reddit is like a place where people post content, either it
Oh,
be visual or reading, and the more likes the content gets, the more it is in the main page. So take a look at these. It's not like necessarily homework. It's just like something that you can do.
yes, I want to come.
Um, I'm taking a look at your resource right now.
My research,
Uh,
you try to ask me how much time I have from homework,
yeah.
and when can we meet in other one? Tomorrow, yes. Yes?
Well, I mean, like
We're meeting
you basically.
tomorrow. We're meeting tomorrow, and with my friend too. Is it true?
Okay, you know what? I want you. Can you read the? I want you to take a look at making beliefs.
I have not more time, but 1 2 hour. I have 1 2 hour, for example, on homework in
Okay.
English.
Basically. Okay. All right. That's okay. That's enough. I think. I want you to read this article. 1 second.
The last article. And can I read
No.
it with translation? То есть использовать выделение слов и смотреть непонятное. Oh,
Yeah. Sure. Why not? At this
uh,
level, it's fine. I
uh,
think that this article is very very difficult, so I don't know how or why
and
you might want to read it, but
do I need to write down the words that I don't know or that
write down the words only in the case that if you think they are important.
uh, can you understand this? Or can you repeat this?
Только если ты думаешь, что не важно. Если ты думаешь, что не важное слово, не записывай.
So, and I show them to you, and or I need to have my own
You
vocabulary
can send
electronic.
them. Send them. You can send them to me before the lesson starts. I'll take a look at them, and we
Okay,
can practice the ones that I think are more important.
okay. And do you know about some online verbs, online vocabularies?
Yeah, there is a very good website called. One second. What do you mean, like
With
a?
app and online vocabulary that I use in computer and in my phone too, and comfortable for.
I don't know about apps. Unfortunately, I don't really recommend
Okay,
them. But
online sites.
if you want, you can use a website called Word Hunt.
Word count.
Let me
Oh,
send
can
you a
you give
yeah.
me
Let me
links,
send you the
please?
yeah. One second. It's a website. 1 2 3 Word Hunt.
And what do you?
Dot.
Can you give advice about watching videos? I use it with subtitles on English subtitles, and want to translate some words. I have this.
You
Site
should
that
only
allow
you
me to
should
do it.
only use subtitles if you Okay,
Uh,
okay. You know what? I want you to check out. 1 second.
because some people suppose that you learning only read, not to understand English speech. But I don't understand a lot of words if I watching without subtitles.
You should only use subtitles in the case that you don't understand something. So you should be watching a video, right? You should be watching a video, and you should, you should only turn on the subtitles, or you should only look at the subtitles if you don't understand something,
So
because it's
but
very
if I don't understand a lot of speech when
then
I
you
read
look at the
film,
subtitles.
when I look films,
Basically, subtitles should be your last resort.
uh,
What I mean is that subtitles should be like your last option, your last variant. Like you
last
should try
variant.
to, you should first, короче, попробуй сначала понять без субтитров. Если у тебя вообще не получается понять без субтитров,
Oh,
тогда
а
уже
если
включай
я
субтитры.
понял, но не до конца, например, и какие-то отдельные слова не
Ну,
расслышал?
можешь еще раз послушать. Если еще раз послушать не помогает, тогда
А,
уже
а
субтитры.
если я, я смотрю просто, то есть даже фильм, так, или диснеевский мультфильм,
Американский мультфильм.
да.
Ам, ну, то же самое, как бы тебе нужно попытаться сначала понять, что сказано, вот ртом, иными словами.
А,
Потом уже попытаться понять. Вот я еще экспериментирую с контентом. Вот я тебе сейчас пока кидаю то, что я вот думаю, может быть, тебе поможет.
то есть можешь не
Если там не
помочь.
подходит,
Ладно, тогда я постараюсь просмотреть это все.
смотри, я тебе скинул ссылочку на сериал.
Да.
Я тебе рекомендую начать, ну, это сайт, где сериалы показываются в хорошем качестве с субтитрами.
Я хотел как раз спросить насчет этого. Сейчас я найду быстренько сервис, который мне кидали, который тоже, грубо говоря, с переводом и с субтитрами. Там платная подписка, но она довольно дешевая.
Ну, то, что я тебе скинул, оно бесплатное.
То есть... начинается Сейчас. Сейчас. Так, как в диалог... Можешь в диалогах посмотреть в Телеграме ссылки от Share Read. Ороро ТВ. Вот. Слышал?
Не.
Там можно...
Можно найти любой сериал бесплатно.
Ну да, я знаю, это на английском, но там можно просто выделить слово и сразу будет перевод. То есть ты можешь смотреть на русский, ты можешь совместить русский, английский субтитры сразу в одном окошке.
Я тебе скажу так, чем меньше русского, тем лучше.
То есть вообще избавиться от русского?
Смотри, я тебе быстренько вот объясню последний, до того, как мне просто уже надо идти, у меня
Да,
студент уже мне названивает. Есть разные уровни, понимания английского. Уровень первый, это, где вообще ничего не понятно. Потом идет уровень переводов, когда человек может понимать только с переводом, понимать и говорить только с переводами. И есть уровень непонимания. Уровень понимания, когда человек понимает контент без переводов, и если человек находится на этом уровне,
уже
если я очень легко...
понимаю без переводов, но очень плохо. То есть я понимаю смысл, но фильмы можно понять просто по действиям, например. И я не понимаю, понимаю ли я все... Или там очень много отдельных слов понимаю. Иногда предложения.
Это просто из-за незнания слов. Это ничего страшного.
Так, и что мне делать
это
с незнанием слова?
можно исправить с практикой. Просто практика. Практика чтения. Тебе, нужно заменить много аспектов своей жизни на английский, скажем. Там, ты хочешь почитать что-нибудь, почитай на английском. Хочешь посмотреть новости, смотри новости на английском. Это будет тяжело, конечно, будет сначала тяжело, но твой мозг будет вынужден начать понимать английский. То же самое, если ты переедешь в новую страну, у тебя везде вокруг английский постоянно, везде вокруг новый язык, и твой мозг вынужден его выучить. Мы должны сделать так, но искусственно. Да, мы заменяем, аспекты жизни на английский, то есть много читаешь, много смотришь, много изучаешь новых... Не то, что изучаешь, а много смотришь новых слов. Я тебе скажу так, что слова зубрить не надо просто посмотреть значение.
То есть ты согласен с тем, что слова зубрить вообще не надо, просто мне говорили, что нужно зубрить слова, чтобы понимать быстрее речь, читать, чтобы что-то не получится читать, если ты не знаешь многих слов. грубо говоря. Хотя я, по крайней мере, смысл текста могу понять, если это не какой-то специфичный. Например, Вайлз мне очень сложно понимать тексты. Но если я
Текст
беру
Вайлз очень
текст,
сложный, в принципе.
но если я беру тексты, которые я читаю регулярно, то есть особенно техническую литературу, мне почти все понятно, даже если я смотрю без выделения перевода. С выделением перевода я спокойно.
Короче, скажу так, посмотри, пожалуйста, мой ресурс, Reddit, который, потому что там люди пишут, там
Окей,
настоящий английский, как люди общаются. Вот
ясно.
как люди общаются в интернете, короче.
То есть ты советуешь мне
Там
не
нету слов.
подписываться на сервис, который... Да,
Если ты видишь какой-нибудь сериал, который тебе нравится, тогда подписывайся. Вот
да,
это.
и
Я вот
смотреть на английском плюс русские субтитры. Вот как-то так, чтобы я
русские
смотрел...
субтитры не надо. Я тебе советую, если ты хорошо понимаешь
Ну, в
английский
смысле,
текст, тогда тебе
если не
нужно
очень
смотреть.
хорошо, но очень хочется понимать все, например.
Вот я тебе говорю, что русские переводы, они только на крайний смысл, на крайний случай, когда тебе вообще
Ну,
ничего не понятно.
вот, там английские субтитры, можно убрать и русские, но при этом остановить паузу и выделить слово и посмотреть перевод. Это очень удобно.
Ну, можно просто иметь Google Translate открыто.
Ну, так каждый раз приходится переходить по вкладке,
Ну
вводить.
хорошо, если тебе так удобнее, тогда, пожалуйста, go, вперед. Хорошо, не нужно бежать уже, я уже на
Ладно,
15 минут
извини.
задержался. Ничего страшного, я не буду брать ничего экстра. Как
Окей.
бы я не гандон, чтобы так
Напишешь
делать.
тогда по оплате
Я тебе сейчас скину номер моей карточки.
и до карточки
Вот,
сумму,
все.
и вот все вот это. И договорились, на
Угу.
завтра мы уже договорились, не надо еще раз уточнять, да, пока?
Так.
Я просто не помню точно на сколько, но в расписании написал. Ну, по-моему, в 15 или что-то такое.
В 15.
Да.
Вот так вот.
И мое домашнее задание просто прочитать вот это все, я правильно понял,
Это
да?
пока не домашнее задание, это просто я типа проверяю твои способности на чтение.
Ага.
Прочитай то, что я тебе скинул, вот этот Making Beliefs Pay Rent, да? Вот на твоем сайте этом less wrong/rationality, он там находится.
Так,
Я хочу, чтобы ты мне его кратко пересказал, что там написано. И
то, что я
попробуй
сам
посмотреть.
скинул, подожди, какая статья про rationality? Я не понял.
Making beliefs pay rent. Вот это.
Making believe parent can believe
Pay rent.
parent. Вот это, да?
Я написал
А,
сверху.
сверху. Все, хорошо.
Посмотри выше, вот он между
А,
двумя
вот, все,
ссылками.
нашел. Making believe pay rent. И вот эту на Reddit прочитать какую-то. Ну, где тут.
Не на Reddit, тебе нужно это прочитать на lesswrong.com.
Только вот эту статью и больше ничего, да?
Посмотри, не надо читать вот прямо много Reddit, но посмотри Reddit и посмотри, как
Это
тебе он
просто для
должен.
себя, то есть не читать.
Да.
Ладно, все, прости, тогда давай спишемся, а потом, если что.
Угу. Я тебе скинул инфу в чат.
Окей. Подожди, у тебя Сбер московский есть?
У меня Сбер.
У тебя Сбер не московский. Ну ладно, я с Тинькова, если что, перечислю.
У меня, кстати, скоро будет карта Тинькофф.
Ладно, но я тебе пока с Тинькова на Сбер, там до 20 тысяч бесплатно, а потом с Тинькова на Тинькова буду кидать. Хорошо, давай.
Окей.
Пока.
Угу.
Спасибо.